back to the Casually Hardcore Podcast YouTube channel. How's everyone doing today? I'm Nick, your host, bringing you another Halloween event review, and unfortunately, this is the worst one yet. OSRS 2017's Halloween event downright sucks. On a more cheerful note, however, I hope everyone's having a happy Monday, the day before Halloween. I hope everyone had a safe weekend as well. But to start off the review, we're going a little bit into what Halloween 2017 is straight from Jagex. As it states on the website, Death is back in Lumridge Graveyard with another task for you to do to receive the Halloween goodies, which, foreshadowing here, they're terrible. But you go and talk to him, and he gives you a quest that takes you to Varrock, Wizard's Tassel, a new island, and this extremely frustrating underwater portion, and it's the most asinine puzzle system you'll ever see for the most tedious reward ever. Honestly, I'm about to go on this really big rant, which I will, real quick, right now. Here we go. First part of the rant. The maze system was awful. You have no idea where to go. You have no idea how to have Jason throw this magical staff at you. And then on top of that, when you find the spot to do your emote for him to throw the damn staff at you, you have to click super quickly fast to get out of the way. Because here's the thing, you get hit 3 times and you die. And you gotta restart the entire section all over again. And it's not like, oh, you know, I get this really cool outfit, or I get this really cool, like, Jason theme thing. Or no, I get his mask. You get a very stupid thrown together mask, which personally to me seems very much of an afterthought. The best way to describe this entire event was that it was thrown together very quickly with assets from all other past events kind of put into one. The coolest part would be the island, but you're only on the island for maybe 5-10 minutes trying to figure out clues. And it's just so frustrating to see, like, why would they waste so much time and effort on only one section of brand new content to only have that featured for maybe less than a third of the entire Halloween event questline. It's just boggles my mind. And then the coolest part of the underwater portion is this underwater helmet / backpack, which is for members only, and non-members get to use it. Well, I'm like, okay, cool, I got to keep this. No, once you put your backpack on or take it off or put the helmet or mask off, you lose those items as well. So you keep nothing from that quest. The person that you're trying to save can die. You can die. I died multiple times. If I was to record the entire thing just spaced straight off the video clips of me trying to do that maze, this would have been a 20-minute video. I literally spent maybe 20-25 minutes on one portion of a freaking maze item. And it gets to the point where it makes fun of you. It mocks you. You get to this point where you're like, okay, I gotta do an emote in certain locations for him to throw a spear, which you'll see in gameplay towards the end of this video. Then he throws a spear and he gets teleported to where the spear lands. Well, once you figure out where the spot is, you have maybe a second or millisecond to react. If you don't react fast enough, you get hit. And it's like, okay, as you're trying to figure out where these places are, eventually the game just mocks you and tells you what to do. And then there's certain spots where the game tells you to do it, and it's actually you lose. It's not the right spot to do it. There's certain spots that it's not programmed effectively enough, and you go there and you die. That happened to me twice. So Jagex, I don't know who did your proofing for the event, but it sucked. This is the worst event I think you've had in OSRS in a long time. Now that rant's coming to a close, I'd also like to apologize that I'm sounding a little raspy. You can probably tell there's a little bit of a gasp here and there. I'm not really feeling too great as I record this, but I really want to get as many Halloween events as I can out, and the fact that I just played the OSRS event. Also, for those who don't know, OSRS stands for Old School Runescape, but I really wanted to get this event out there to you guys as fast as I could, considering a lot of my thoughts and impressions on this review are very fresh in my mind at the time. But let's jump into the positives here real quick. Positives are the locales bringing a little bit of nostalgia to you. For those who have played OSRS for a very long time, you probably completed all the Varrock quest diaries or the quest lines, and you really don't go to certain locales anymore. So like the Chaos Church in the back, or the wild raspberries, or you pick them out in the corner, or the wheat field over by the Romeo and Juliet house. It was really cool to kind of go back to certain areas again and be like, oh, I remember this. It was kind of like a little nostalgic feel, and a good way for them to repurpose areas that either A, haven't been used in a while, or B, kind of bring that warm feeling to you. Kudos to them for doing that kind of marketing in a sense. Now, the other cool thing too is the animations that were kind of custom for this. The little story, which you'll see a game clip here, where you revive Jason and he stabs you. That was a cool little scene. A lot of certain events rarely have those type of events or cutscenes, which are really exclusive for certain quests. So I really do appreciate the effort that Jagex put into creating certain cutscenes for this quest. Another thing I really appreciate too is the writing for this quest was phenomenal. The really cool part was in the cabin in the woods, which is another play on a scary movie. When you go and search for clues, a lot of references to other horror movies were written in it. So you had Jason Friday Night the 13th was in there, 28 Days Later, The Woman in Black, Frankenstein Classics, Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if I just said that again, but Nightmare on Elm Street. And they also had a throwback to The Nightmare Before Christmas, which was really cool. So the people that wrote it, or the person that wrote this, definitely had a lot of fun tying in a lot of different horror events and all that. And it was just fun to kind of walk around a different location with the spooky elements and the cool music. I really thought the aesthetics for the new island were 10 out of 10, especially with like the trapdoor scene and the way things worked. And it was just very, very well put together. And honestly, the biggest disappointment I had with the OSRS Halloween 2017 event was the fact that this area was not utilized enough. It was very underutilized. I really feel like maybe they didn't have enough time to flesh it out, and they only put a minimal amount of effort into this area, and then that's where they repurposed the Wizard's Tower and Varrock to make the quest seem more beefier than it really was, because if those two areas were not included, this quest line probably would have taken me probably 30 minutes, and 25 of that would have been the damn maze event trying to get Jason to find you and follow you. But I really feel like for the next event, honestly, they should probably not pack in as much as they need to and really just go straight. But quality over quantity is where I'm trying to get at with that. So kind of like with all my Halloween event reviews, I'll have a final outro / closing statement alongside with a review on a 10 scale point system to kind of rate it all. Overall, like I said in the beginning, this is the worst Halloween event that I have covered or even had the pleasure or displeasure of playing, which is really unfortunate considering RuneScape typically has a lot of fun events, and it's always fun for me to come back and play the game around the seasonal time and kind of remember all the fun times I had with that game, especially coming back to the resurgence that was old school RuneScape and the kind of divide between the new one and the old one. But definitely on a rating scale, I'd give this a 4 out of 10. Aesthetic wise, it was very fun. The writing was phenomenal. The execution was terrible. The reward system was also terrible. It really felt like there was just so much inconsistency in quality amongst all of those kind of categories that I really don't know if this event was really planned out from a while, or it was just like, oh shit, we gotta throw an event out here with scramble around and get stuff. Like, a lot of love was poured into different areas by different people, and you can definitely tell the quality of the people that did those sections versus the quality of other content that other people did. It's just not a flat line solid place. So final notes are, if you're into RuneScape, do the event, you get the mask, why not? To be honest though, because every Halloween event builds upon the one previous, if you were to skip this year's and go and do next year's, you literally will get the same items that you did from this year. You're really not missing out on much, but if you are a completionist like myself, go ahead and try it out. But personally for me, I would recommend not spending time on this event and actually avoiding it at all costs. There's way better times and games to spend your attention to right now, especially with Halloween going on, like Overwatch, Rocket League, The Elder Scrolls Online, which will have a gameplay clip here, and the Casually Hardcore MCAP episode 2. But stay tuned for more Casually Hardcore content, and as always, I'm Nick. Thank you for listening, and if you liked the video, think about subscribing, being a like, or sharing the video. It helps us out. And with that said, I'm Nick. Thanks again for taking the time out of your day to watch a Casually Hardcore video. Stay tuned for the next one, and enjoy this last couple days of the Monster Mash.